Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So let's talk about the PlayStation 5 and let's talk about the pricing and what do I think about that event that happened yesterday on Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I did see some parts of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but pretty much I'm familiar with what games they were showing. Um, but let's first talk about a pricing and PlayStation 5 pricing. As you all remember, for those of you who follow me, follow my channel, you know that I predicted pretty much. I told you that the price is going to be 500 for the 4K Blu-ray version and then 400 for a digital version. I've been saying it since day one. And well, guess what? Well, there you have it. Uh, it came to fruition. It's true. So, do I agree with the pricing? Of course, sure. I mean, it should be 500 for a 4K Blu-ray version, and it should be 400 for digital. So 500 for this one, 400 for digital version, um, which makes sense, obviously. But the launch date, November 12th, 2020. Let's be honest about this. And first, before I move on to the next segment of this video, I want to say that if you have any reservations thinking that you're going to be able to walk into a store and grab this even at midnight, November 12th, if they let you go in, if they open the stores, even if they let the lines go in, um, I don't know what the policy is going to be due to this COVID-19 situation, but I can tell you right now, I can promise you 100%, you can take it to the bank. I told you so. The chances of you walking into a store, even at midnight, whether it's Best Buy, Target, Walmart, etc., and getting a PlayStation 5 are very slim. And then trying to pre order one, it's almost impossible. So don't expect to be able to get PlayStation 5 this November or even this December. The chances of that happening are very slim because it's already sold out. It's already pre-ordered. Okay, and here's another thing I want to say. Something that really makes me a bit bitter about Sony, and I'm kind of surprised that no one talks about this. No one seems to mention this. Not too long ago, I believe last month in August, Sony said that they were gonna not have any surprises. It's not gonna be a surprised pre-order announcement. They're gonna let us know 2 weeks in advance. Well, guess what? They lied. People lie, companies lie, and of course, a big company like Sony is going to lie. Okay, they've been lying their entire life, and they're gonna like start telling you the truth now, are they? I don't think so. Unless you're a blind sheep or a blind fanboy, then yeah, you're gonna whatever believe in whatever they say. I knew they were gonna lie because I know the situation. I know what's going on economically, and I know how this business works. So, of course, I knew they're going to deceive and they're going to lie. They promised you that, oh no, we're going to go ahead and let you know 2 weeks in advance. There won't be a surprise pre order announcement, right? No surprise pre order announcement. And guess what? They did exactly just that yesterday. They did it the last minute. I think it was around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. last night that the pre orders went live. Not many people knew about it, but those who did know about it let their friends know, and the friends let their other friends know, and boom. Best Buy sold out pre orders. Target sold out pre orders. Walmart sold out pre orders. Not available online. Not available. Not available. So they did lie to you, and they did it the last minute. And now don't bother signing up on the PlayStation to be notified when you can pre-order again, because the chances of you getting that notification to be selected, just to be selected, are really zero, zero. So that's a bit of a crappy way of handling this whole thing. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this new CEO of Sony. This guy with the gray hair. I think he's a British guy, whatever. Not that I have anything against Brits. I have British friends, but I'm simply saying this bloke, this CEO of new CEO of Sony, he doesn't strike me as somebody that has any kind of passion or any kind of enthusiasm towards the Sony and the console. He just strikes me as like a cheap car salesman, just trying to sell you some shit. Okay, and I don't feel anything from this guy. Okay, I'm just not feeling it. I think the guy's a terrible CEO, if you ask me personally. Phil Spencer, you can feel the passion, you can feel enthusiasm, and let's be honest, Phil Spencer tells the truth. He doesn't lie. He told us that next week you'll be able to pre-order during the event. You'll be able to pre-order Xbox Series X next week. So you know when the pre-order is going to go live. You know exactly the date that pre-orders are going to go live. So Xbox is not lying to you. Xbox is actually letting you know, hey, on this date, next week, this is where you can go ahead and pre-order. Okay? So they're not lying. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, I think it's 22nd or something like that. I think September 22nd. I could be wrong. But anyway, at least Microsoft, it's letting you know when you can pre-order. Sony didn't do that. Sony was hiding, keeping quiet, not saying anything. Okay, so let's be fair here. I'm not a Xbox fanboy, nor am I a Sony fanboy, but let's be honest, Sony kind of screwed up on this one. Let's just call it what it is. All right, now moving on, I have to mention that big elephant in the room because you Sony fanboys don't want to mention that because you're Sony fanboys. So it is what it is. Moving on. So let's talk about the good stuff about PlayStation. PlayStation 5 for a $500, it's a pretty darn good console. Okay, you got some pretty cool technology built into it. In the next few 5, 7, 8 years, I think 8 years maximum. That's gonna be longevity of this console. 8 years. So around 2028, 2029. That's where you're gonna see this console slowly, getting through its cycle. Okay, and it has the ultra high speed SSD drive, which is going to help big time with loading times. And this is the first thing you're going to notice when you turn on your PlayStation 5 console is how fast everything's going to load up, how fast everything's going to move, and everything's going to be more fluid when you turn on your PlayStation 5. It's going to feel more fluid. Okay. It has ray tracing ability, which also it's a pretty big deal. And then you got a 4K TV ability, 4K gaming. And on top of the 4K gaming, you got 120 frames per second. So you're going to be able to support 4K 120 hertz refresh rate with HDR. So that's pretty cool that you have that option, that ability, meaning that your game's going to look more fluid, will have much better performance. It's going to feel like you connected your PC pretty much to your television. Okay, in other words. And, of course, the 8K output. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused when it comes to the 8K. There won't be any native 8K. Guys, this console, it's not capable of native 8K. So, when you get this option available on certain games, most likely it's going to be NBA 2K, okay, or FIFA or something like that. If you have this option available on your PlayStation 5 with your 8K television, I want you to understand that this is not going to be a native 8K. This is going to be some kind of dynamic 8K, checkerboard 8K, but still it's going to be pretty darn good. I mean, you're still going to have a pretty darn good resolution, and things are going to look much clearer. Okay, I'm not sure what frames you're going to get. Okay, probably 30, let's be honest. But don't expect native 8K. If you truly care about the native 8K, you got to go with the PC. You got to go with the RTX 3090. That's what it is. Okay, 4K, 8K 60, that's like the only way. You got to go with the RTX with the PC. So let's not have any confusion here. Okay, I don't want to hear down in the comment sections, oh, but Mr. 4K, they are saying 8K output. Yes, but they're not saying native 8K. And if you know anything about technology, if you understand how technology works, if you do understand, I hope you do understand how technology works, you would understand that this console is not capable of native 8K. Okay, let me say just for the last time, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you said, you are not going to be playing native 8K on either of the consoles, okay? It's just simply not going to happen, cousin. You want to play native 8K, you got to spend over $1,000 for 3090 for your PC, okay? Okay? Okay, good. Hopefully that's clarified. But for the most parts, $500 for this console, it's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. And the reason I say that, it's because not only are you going to be able to play these first-party exclusive PlayStation 5 games that are going to be available in the course of next 7 to 8 years, all right? But at the same time, you're also going to be able to utilize a backward compatibility. You'll be able to play back catalog of the PlayStation 4 games on your PlayStation 5 console. You also have the Game Boost, which will help you with the PlayStation VR games as well. So you can connect your PlayStation VR to your PlayStation 5 console to enjoy supported PlayStation VR games. So you'll be still able to use PlayStation VR with the PlayStation 5. But also, I believe they're going to have PlayStation VR 2 in the works to work with the PlayStation 5. That's probably something they will announce next year. We'll find more about that next year, 2021. Again, depending on this whole COVID-19 situation, who knows when and how they're going to do it. But I have a feeling they've already been working on the PlayStation VR 2, and I have a feeling they're going to release it next year, 2021, October. That's what I'm like, my crystal ball. Okay, that's my crystal ball right there. A prophecy. So far, I've been correct about a lot of these things. You know, I was correct about the pricing for the PlayStation 5. I was correct for the Xbox pricing. People said 600. I said no, 500. So I've been pretty much right on the money about these consoles. But listen, if you want to buy a PlayStation 5 and you are heavily invested into a PlayStation ecosystem, this is no brainer. You definitely want to go with a PlayStation 5. And you have options, you know, maybe you want to get a digital version for your bedroom or PlayStation 5 version for your home theater center, for your living room. So you do have options here. PlayStation 5, obviously, highly recommended for a variety of reasons. Obviously, the ability of using your back catalog of PlayStation 4 games, the ability of playing PlayStation VR games, and obviously the first party PlayStation 5 games. They're going to be coming out, like Resident Evil The Village. That's going to look insane. Final Fantasy 16, all going to look insane. Western Frontier, Horizon Zero Dawn, these types of games like Spider-Man will be coming out. And I think the one game you're going to definitely see take the advantage of the PlayStation 5 will be the Spider-Man. Spider-Man, obviously, Miles Morales will be the one game that's definitely going to take the advantage of that big time. Call of Duty Black Ops, Cold War, 100% they're going to do 4K 120 frames per second. And I think that's the one game that you're going to be blown away is Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. Let's just call it Cold War. Okay, Cold War, Black Ops. You'll be able to enjoy 4K 120 frames per second, 120 refresh rate on your 4K 120 refresh rate C10 OLED. That's why I have that C10 OLED, because it has HDMI 2.1 built into it, 40 gigabits per second. So that's going to be obviously a big deal. And I think Dr. Disrespect is going to respect and appreciate the ability to use the PlayStation 5 with a 4K 120 FPS, 120 refresh rate. And we got, obviously, Gran Turismo 7. This is the one game I'm really excited about. So, first party game, you got Returnal, Deathloop, Godfall, and of course 2K21 Mamba Forever Edition. I already have the Mamba Forever Edition, so whenever I get my PlayStation 5 next year, this is a cool thing. I'll be able to download 2K21 PlayStation 5 version for free. Like, it will be included with my account. Tempest 3D Audio Tech. This technology, it's going to be also something that's going to implement a immersive experience. Remember, the thing that PlayStation brings is the immersion. They bring both visuals and audio, and of course virtual reality. So with all of this technology that's built inside this console, you're going to have a much more immersive experience when you are playing your PlayStation games with your home theater, with your beautiful TV, 8K TV, 4K TV, whatever TV you have. You're going to appreciate both in visuals and audio department. So, I don't want to go through all this technical aspects of it, because I'm pretty sure you guys know all about this to begin with. Did I watch the show? Yes. Like I said, I've seen a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I pretty much knew what they're going to show, honestly. I knew that the Village was going to be there, Final Fantasy, the sequel to the God of War and all of that, Spider-Man. So I was familiar with pretty much with what they're going to showcase. Was it a event that was like, oh, I was blown away by it? I wasn't really blown away by it, because pretty much I knew exactly what's coming down the pipeline. If you know exactly what's coming down the pipeline, then, it's not like, oh, gee whiz, I'm shocked they're showing Final Fantasy 16. I already knew about it. Even IGN spoke about it, for crying out loud, weeks in advance. I think Greg Miller mentioned it too. But in closing, here's what I want to say, guys. PlayStation 5, excellent pricing, $500 for the 4K Blu-ray version, and of course, $400 for digital version. Again, I don't mean to brag about myself, but I told you so. I told you that it's going to be $500. It's not going to be $600. It's going to be $500. The only surprise was X Series S for $300. But that console, it's not like all that powerful. To be honest, it's a mediocre. If you have Xbox One X, I don't know. It's like a downgrade. You're like downgrading, dude. So. In closing, here's what I want to say. The chances of you getting a PlayStation 5 this holiday season are very slim. Especially the fact that they're going to have a shortage. They don't have that many people working around the clock, in distribution to develop and distribute that many quantities because of such a high demand. So good luck. If you can get one, that's great. But also I want to say something else. I know this video is about 20 minutes now. Even if I don't get this console this November, even if you don't get this console this November, guys, you are not missing out too much. And here's the reason why. All of these games that they're showing, you can play them on your existing PlayStation 4 Pro. You can play Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 Pro. You can play Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War on PlayStation 4. So you really are not missing out that much. You can play Cyberpunk 2077 on your PlayStation 4 Pro. And even if you don't want to play it on your PlayStation 4 Pro, you can play it on, let's say if you have Xbox One X, you can play Cyberpunk on the Xbox One X. Or if you got a really good PC, you can enjoy the Cyberpunk on an ultra-wide screen and have a good time. Have a good, jolly Christmas time with Cyberpunk, okay? So, or maybe you want to use a Shadow, do it through Shadow, or use a Stadia, do it through Stadia. So what I'm trying to say is this. You're not missing out that much by not having this console this holiday season, because there aren't like any must-have first-party exclusives. Let's say they were releasing Resident Evil Village or Final Fantasy 16, okay, or West Frontier, Horizon. If they were releasing that with a launch, or let's say if they were releasing Gran Turismo 7 on November 12th, bundled with a PlayStation 5, then yeah, you know, I would be feeling like I'm missing out. But right now, honestly, you are not really missing out anything. So don't feel so bad if you don't get one. You can get it in spring or summer. Probably in April you'll be able to get one. But in April, I think there's going to be more games, more updates, more stuff available, so you'll be able to enjoy it even more. So that's what I want to say in closing. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And am I going to do a live stream tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. Most likely, possibly. But I have to fix my computer. I've been having some issues and problems with the microphone, with my capture card. So I'm working on that. I need to get that fixed. But I'll let you know tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and sorry that this video is 22 minutes, but it is difficult for me to cut short video and only make it 10 and 12 minutes because there's so much I want to say, and this is how I work. This is basically how I do things. I don't heavily edit stuff. I just want you to hear it directly from me, real talk, no BS, just tell you how I feel. Sincerely. All right, and sincerely, you all have a good one.